Tuesday, May 16th, a day that Marvel will probably refer to from now on as 5/16,
May 16th.
is the day that it was a day unlike any other, quite frankly. It was a regular day. And then on social media, it started to be revealed that something major from Amazing Spider-Man number 26 got spoiled. And this rumor got bigger and bigger. All of a sudden, seemed like everybody knew that the big reveal, the thing that we've all been waiting for, essentially for 25 issues prior, was now out in the wild a full 2 weeks before release. And the internet went ablaze. I tried my damnedest to avoid this spoiler. I was spoiled by one of you.
Oh.
I was spoiled by somebody who jumped into our YouTube messages, our YouTube comment section.
He went into an older video too. He found videos, one of the last time they talked about Spider-Man. Here we go.
Yeah, awful. Not that it was from within the last month, I think. But why do that? But it frankly didn't matter. It didn't matter that I got spoiled by this kid on YouTube, because eventually, about midway through the day, Marvel themselves spoiled the outcome of Amazing Spider-Man number 26 in conjunction with Entertainment Weekly, in which they put out a statement revealing the identity of the event that would take place. And then after that, they tweeted out a comic book surrounding this event that will take place and expands on that event after Amazing Spider-Man number 26.
With an Entertainment Weekly article.
Yeah. With a really, really nice cover, a beautiful cover that completely spoils all the shock and surprise.
Yeah.
And guess what, guys? I hate spoilers.
I was playing once this started happening in the Discord. Once I think it was Manny said "Oh, Amazing Spider-Man spoilers are out." I'm like, wait, first of all, 26 doesn't come out for 2 weeks. What the hell?
Right.
Second of all, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna spoil it for myself so I know how to moderate this Discord discussion right now. So I'm like, all right, well then people are being a little too vague. I don't know, and I'm trying to play damage control. Meanwhile, Marvel's just no, here it is. Here it is.
Shocking. Flo Dameron, good morning to everyone except Marvel. You know what? I agree. I sure do agree. This situation, and we're going to talk about it all.
Spoilers?
Yes, nobody in the chat mentioned spoilers until we do the spoiler alert.
Yeah, please.
Feel free after that.
Yeah. We'll certainly get to it. And if you don't want to know what it is that happened, you have to leave. I hate to say that.
Get out.
You don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here, because we are going to be talking about it, and I would hate to be responsible for spoiling anybody's good time. Although I don't see how you're going to have a good time with this comic book, given what takes place. And so between the spoiler itself, the fact that there was a leak, and then Marvel leaning directly into that leak and putting it on main, it created a firestorm, frankly, on the deeper end than we've often seen as it relates to these kinds of things. Not a good week for Marvel. One of Marvel's worst weeks ever, maybe.
I'd argue the opposite.
Best week?
I argue this is all planned. Where's my X-Files theme sound? Oh, it's in there somewhere.
Where's my tinfoil hat?
We're gonna deal with that. We're gonna deal with that, Tyler, because if that's how you feel, then I have words for that as well.
Okay. All right.
So look, there's no way we can continue this conversation without getting into spoilers at this point.
Oh, in that case, thanks everybody. This has been great.
I'm making
Marco,
sure
does
there's multiple alerts on the screen.
Marco, do you know the spoiler?
I came here just to get spoiled.
Okay, very good.
My
Very
spoil
good.
boy.
Yeah, it is what it is. So here we go. This is your last warning. I am reading now from the description of the incoming book that I mentioned. In the grand comics condition, I don't know why that's not tradition, but okay, of other notable character deaths.
Wait, what was it again? Sorry, not interrupt. Read that
in
again.
the grand comics condition. I didn't write this. This is I quoted but
is this the Entertainment
quote
Weekly thing?
This is the quote that Marvel put out to talk about the book, incoming book.
All right, good. I'm settled.
In the grand comics condition of other notable character deaths, such as Captain America, Doctor Strange, and the original Captain Marvel, fallen friend, the death of Miss Marvel will be a crucial chapter in the Marvel mythos and serve as both a farewell for Miss Marvel and a glimpse of her death's impact on all of Marvel's heroes. The heart of the Marvel Universe has stopped beating. Now join the other heroes of the Marvel Universe, the creators of Miss Marvel, and comic fans everywhere in honoring and remembering one of Marvel's brightest stars. So, if you don't get it clearly, in Amazing Spider-Man number 26, a book about Peter Parker trying to save this is what the book's been about, trying to save Mary Jane from the clutches of a weird enemy that no one knows the name of. And Paul. Peter has gone to the ends of the earth. Chad Paul. Yeah. He's gone to the ends of the earth to save Mary Jane. And all of the people who he's encountered in that time frame, all the people directly involved in what's been going on are safe and sound. But the character that has barely been a part of Amazing Spider-Man, not just in this run, but in any run in the history of Amazing Spider-Man, is the one that bites the bullet.
Catching strays. Jeez.
That's the big idea. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about the fact that this whole thing has been built up this whole time? The most shocking event in the last 60 years of Spider-Man, 50 years of Spider-Man storytelling, is the death of Miss Marvel.
Yeah. Do you not see the connections?
No.
Oh, okay. I was hoping I would like unlock something there.
Yeah. Miss Marvel, Spider-Man has appeared more in Miss Marvel comics than Miss Marvel has appeared in Spider-Man comics. Somebody on Twitter showed every single page where Peter Parker and Miss Marvel interact in this run of Spider-Man. It's 6 pages. There's 20 plus issues. Like it's weird. It's weird.
And Miss Marvel being like such an important character of like the later 2010s. What's the idea behind that? She has a show, movies coming out. Like, are we drumming up fervor for she's gonna come back and this is now her new series kind of thing? Like,
I'm sure we'll get into the why in a bit. But yeah.
Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate your restraint. So before we answer that question, I do want to point out G. Willow Wilson is coming back after 4 years away from the character to write for this Fallen Friend Death of Miss Marvel issue. Saladin Ahmed is also coming back, who wrote her as well. I don't know if he was directly after G. Willow Wilson, but he definitely came on.
Did he write? He did write the main book. I wasn't sure if he wrote Champions.
It was good. I mean, it was solid.
Most
Mark
Marvel
Waid
solo books have been very good.
Yeah. Mark Waid wrote her in Champions, though, and he will also be writing this Fallen Friend. And then we also have Humberto Ramos, Takeshi Miyazawa, and Andrea DeVito will also contribute to this issue from an art standpoint. So nothing wrong with the creative team. I mean, if you're gonna off a character, bringing back the character or the creators that wrote the most, that makes a lot of sense. And I think this is off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure some amount of these artists also drew her at some point. Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah, I know at least Humberto Ramos did in Champions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it comes out on July 12th. So a couple of months after the character's actually offed.
So the fact that they have those people writing it, that kind of, in my opinion, feels like a what's the word I'm looking for? They're okaying what's happening. Which makes me think about, like, oh, okay, well, there's a why to all this. But I think all that, I think the death of Miss Marvel as an idea and a reasoning is completely separate to the issue about the leaks, the spoilers, the fact that it's happening in Spider-Man. Like, I think those are separate in my head.
You're 150% right, in my opinion, as well. So let's talk about the why then. Here's the number one thing I want to say about the why, right up front. The why has absolutely nothing to do with racism. Let's just stop that right now.
Yeah.
This is not a matter of racism.
Yeah.
They didn't kill Miss Marvel because, let's just kill the Muslim girl.
Are there people saying that?
Yes.
Oh,
wow.
That's a huge part of this conversation that I have seen.
I will say, though, the optics of killing your only, your most prominent Muslim teen character, not that great. Not the best optics, but this seems like a means to an end.
It is a means to an end. And what's the end? I think the end is pretty obvious if
Marco,
are...
I want to know what Marco's thought is. Marco, what do you think? Sean and I are veteran Marvel Comics people, so we smell what's cooking here.
I think this is going to be a resurrection and relaunch, but I think... I think she's going to get resurrected as a mutant.
100%.
Oh shit!
100%. She's gonna be resurrected as a mutant. And
wait, can I get credit for that right now? Can I just can we just be like, hey, Marco, good job?
Marco Conlada, the superhero comics fan.
You know why I'm not gonna give you credit for that? Because
you're not a good friend. That's what it is.
Well, that's sad that you feel that way, but I'm not gonna give you credit because that's the most obvious fucking thing on earth.
Wow.
To be fair, Sean. The obvious is not always obvious to Marco.
Fair enough. But there's also another reason. And I believe that the other reason is so that they can rework her power set to make it more in line with the show, the live action. Because Mr. Fantastic is coming, and there's no way that they're going to have Miss Marvel and Mr. Fantastic have the same powers. Especially because she originated in the MCU first. No way.
Yeah.
No way.
I mean, Miss Marvel's origin, I think Sana Anima, the editor who worked with G. Willow Wilson on the creation of the character, said in an interview that Miss Marvel was supposed to be a mutant when they first worked her, but because of the Perlmutter stuff with Inhumans and the X-Men and not wanting the X-Men to be prominent, they had to pivot to her being an Inhuman. So this almost feels like a course correction in a more cosmic sense of this character.
100%. Miss Marvel has the unfortunate distinction of being created at a time when Marvel and Disney did not own Fox, and therefore the relationship was bad. And so they didn't want to promote New Mutants. And Miss Marvel was certainly created to be a mutant. It's obvious. You don't need, why would they create a new character with as much upward potential as Miss Marvel and make her inhuman? A brand that has never had heat. The most heat it had was when they created a shitty show and made Medusa cut her hair.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, that had go away heat.
Yes. Wow, nice. Look at you.
Yes. I get the credit for the wrestling reference?
Yeah, that you do, good. Yes. Yeah. And so, will Miss Marvel be back by November 10th when the Marvels comes out? Yes.
Yep.
Yes, she will.
Come out in July?
Oh, does it? I'm sorry.
It was originally. I think it got pushed up.
It will be released in U.S.
July or August or something. It's like
November 10th.
Really? Okay. All right.
It's weird because Wikipedia says November 10th, but that's Wikipedia. So
yeah. Okay. I could be wrong.
If it's November, she'll be back. If it's July, she won't be back. But Although they could resurrect her in that very book. There's no reason, and that's another thing that's weird to me about this whole thing. There's no reason for any of this. We know she's going to get resurrected. They just set up the whole answer to this problem in Avengers, Inhuman, or of what was it called? Avengers
Judgment Day.
Thank you, Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Avengers, Eternals,
Avengers,
X-Men,
AXA.
Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
Remember the Eternals?
No. So all this for a character who is going to be back very soon, and the roadmap is extremely obvious. Here's my problem with this.
Yeah.
Here's my problem with this. And if you've been waiting for me to get on my soapbox, if that's why you're here, if that's a part of why you're here, this is the moment. Because I have a problem with Marvel. And I'm a Marvel guy. You guys know it, but you want to know what I'm wearing today? I'm wearing a Superman shirt today.
Defective.
On a day where we're doing no DC news, because I have a bone to pick. This is what Zeb Wells said 2 months ago. I can tease that many people will be very mad at me. I can tease that Nick Lowe told me not to do any comic conventions after this issue comes out.
Damn.
People will be upset. Nick's a madman, so he was completely down. I don't know how it went when he ran it up the ladder, but I'm very excited for people to read issue 26. In retrospect, what the fuck was he talking about? The reason why I asked that is because this is not a ballsy move. Killing Miss Marvel's not a risk, and you know how I know that? Because they did it. It's not ballsy, because if it was ballsy, Marvel wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Marvel does not take risks. They don't do that anymore.
Oh, interesting.
So why did they kill Miss Marvel? What is Zeb Wells talking about when he says that this was his idea, that he pitched up the ladder? I know for a fact that Zeb Lowe did not come up with the idea to kill Miss Marvel. No way. That's an editorial choice.
Yeah.
Maybe the way he did it, maybe how they integrated it. I could imagine that Marvel had a summit where they said, okay, we need to kill Miss Marvel. Who's got the best pitch? And Zeb Wells raised his hand because he wants that to happen in ASM. I get that. But killing her was not his idea. There's no chance. And so for Nick Lowe, a part of the editorial circle that had this idea to say that to Zeb Wells, I don't buy any of this. And another thing, Zeb Wells has nothing to worry about. I'm not even so sure this conversation wasn't fabricated. You know why? Because the people who would be most mad at Zeb Wells for doing this are the same people who are celebrating it right now. People who we all thought would be the ones who would be mad about the outcome of 26 are very happy that they're killing Miss Marvel off. The core comics fans. The people that actually buy comics. That's why you can do this. They could never have killed Mary Jane. Marvel would never, ever, ever piss off their audience by killing Mary Jane like that. The way they built this up, never.
Because that's the risk, right?
That's
are the risky
risk.
part.
Yeah.
Killing the brown girl that the 40 to 50-year-old plus white audience doesn't give a shit about, who can't keep a comic on the stands, is a risk. That's what Zeb Wells is telling me. I don't buy that.
Yeah. My friend Kevin, he's like, how do the people who are angry at Zeb Wells for this cucking story feel now that the brown girl got killed? It's like, you know that meme of the guy sweating about pushing the button, you know?
Yeah.
It feels like that. It's like, all right, well, do I want this thing that I hate or this thing that I love? It's in the same book, you know?
It's to me, the fact that Marvel played around so much is embarrassing. You still don't believe that Marvel was courting controversy for money? Of course they were.
1,000,000%.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
It's Marvel 101. This is what Stan did, you know? We didn't have the internet back then. But like, this is how Stan talked about the books. You know, it was very carny. You know, this whole Zeb Wells interview with Nick Lowe and stuff it was very carnival barker, come see the show sort of thing. and I knew like whatever they were gonna do was just another comic book thing, you know, like nothing can really top, I think, a Dan Slott's Superior Spider-Man in terms of the modern era of big surprises in comics. That is a risk that he did, and I think that worked out in the long run. But since then, I don't think they've ever done risk. It's always just a killing off of a character. And once they announce like, oh, 26, something's gonna happen, I'm like, all right, you're just gonna kill someone, big whoop. You know, at least make it good for the story, and they couldn't even do that.
Marvel used to take risks. They took risks in Secret Empire by signing off on Nick Spencer.
Look what happened.
Civil War to me was a big risk. I think Marvel was not risk averse as much until the Secret Empire blowback.
That was the biggest... I would say that, and I think also the fact that the MCU is so important that they're a lot more precious with what they do.
Sure,
because the MCU is like this very homogenized, like it's like, all right, everyone's got to like it, you know, we can't piss off anyone with it. And I think the comics have kind of been, you know, trickled down to the comics a bit.
Well, because they're pulling from the comics to some degree, right? So you want to make sure that you don't stir trouble here, because that's going to affect their actual moneymaker. Like, we know the stories are coming from the comics, but we know that we're making bank off of the movies.
Yeah. Aggressively relaxing says, yeah, you're right. I've definitely never seen a comic book cover pushing the idea that Mary Jane is going to die. Of course they do that.
Yeah.
Of course they do that. They do that every second of the day. What I said was they're never going to kill Mary Jane in a comic book that they don't plan on resurrecting her in immediately. If all of this, because remember how they teased it, they said the biggest event in 50 years of Spider-Man storytelling, which ties it to Gwen Stacy. So the logical conclusion in the mind of a reader is that Mary Jane is next.
Or Black Cat, but yeah.
Or Black Cat, or someone very precious to Peter.
Yeah. Norman.
Someone who is really going to affect Peter's life, that they're gone and it's his fault or whatever.
Tyler, give me 3 more.
Boomerang, Kangaroo, Puma.
Okay.
So it just, of course, they weren't going to kill Mary Jane, but Miss Marvel, a character that has nothing to do with Peter.
Yo, shit up rando.
Yeah, it's bogus.
She's on the cover, and like in terms of like if you were a tier like a tier maker for who was most likely to get killed, she would have been at the bottom of the list out of the people that were there.
Z tier.
Which I guess maybe got swerved, buddies. You got swerved, you know, but it's just.
But even
Sean,
if it's
I got a question though.
Yeah.
The way this was leaked, I smell conspiracy. Here's my thing. And I have the image here. It's leaked 2 weeks in advance. So this is before printing. It's not printed yet, right? We got to assume.
I don't know.
I don't assume that.
I think they print the week of. That's the thing, because things could get canceled that week before they even hit printers. But it is a
World Tree. Yeah, go ahead.
It's a blurry picture. It's 2023. Who is taking blurry photos like this? How is this guy like? I don't think that exists. Like, it's of a comic book, and you got the most 2 megabyte image. Like, what are you taking this with? It almost feels like it was a doctored leaked photo. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, my tinfoil hat's
we have high risk scans.
Yeah, we have. Everyone has a cell phone in their pocket that can take 5 times as good photos as this. And it's not even like a motion blur where they had to take it quickly and move, you know, it's just low quality. So I don't, unless, you know, somebody, you know, had a super camera and was looking into the Marvel offices and found it, and had to zoom in that deep. It just seems like, I think they did this on purpose. And the fact that the Entertainment Weekly article was already ready, it looks like.
Yeah.
The social medias were already that day. I mean, you can just post those right away, but it seemed a little manufactured.
I think the buzz around it probably was because, to your point, that article, that was probably like maybe a few weeks of like edits and, hey, we're doing a thing, hey, we're talking to these people, like that takes some work to pull together. So I can see that aspect of it. The picture leak. I mean, maybe
It's
the
the
blur
most
is just
fake leak picture ever.
yeah.
You know, like this is like reminds me of like what was it, like Super Smash Brothers leaks would happen, you know?
Yo,
There are
someone
more pages than this, I thought.
There are, yeah, and they're all
Yeah.
blurry as well.
Yeah. I don't think it was leaked on purpose. I think that the Entertainment Weekly article was already ready. That's not weird to me.
2
And
weeks though?
huh?
2 weeks seems like a lot for that to be ready.
No, that's
Why?
PR. That's
Yeah.
at least 4 weeks.
And I think they probably, pushed EW to say, hey, listen, we have a situation. We need to get this out.
Like soften the blow.
Yeah, because look, I don't blame. I hate that Marvel did what they did, how they did it, but I don't necessarily know that I can blame them either, because if the leak is genuine, then all of a sudden everybody but you is benefiting from the fact that now they know what's going to happen in 26. A book that I'm sure Marvel expected to sell over 150,000 copies.
Hotcakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just know that Marvel does have a guy on payroll who's known for viral marketing and like guerrilla marketing like this that's meant to look like fake stuff or legit stuff. Christopher Cantwell did stuff for Disney, and he only admitted to this recently. There's a whole bunch of like ghost footage of Disney where it looks like ghosts are there, made by YouTube accounts that have never been, posted stuff. And it's been around for years. He admitted that he was hired to do that by Disney. So Disney has done this weird marketing on the side.
I think though, to the point of like wanting to sell as many copies as you can, like the Entertainment Week, like the EW article, right? Like that makes sense to get into the news junket and be like, oh shit, something's going on in Spider-Man. I haven't caught up. 25, 26, that's not too bad. I can maybe catch up a little bit on that kind of stuff. Like it's a good jumping on point. It's a good jumping on number, it feels like. And you're seeing chatter online. Like I think that's a way to get people to I think it's a good way to get people to buy the book. You're gonna maybe fake leak something, maybe not, but the fact that there is a leak and there's stuff out there that people have to go find and discover, that builds some sort of sense of, I think, community. Because then we can all be either, wow, this is cool, or outraged about it, and there's an excitement in trying to figure out, well, what's the thing that's going on, what's happening.
Dude, a leak is scandalous. That's why I think it's was leaked on purpose. I think it's a genius way of marketing something. No, everyone likes to do the thing that they're not supposed to do. Oh, I get to look at this leaked image that somebody stole. Ooh, I'm seeing something bad. That's me on rotten.com or eFucked as a kid. Like that's it was cool to do the bad thing. I like to do hood rat things with my friends. So seeing getting to see this leak, it's like, ooh, look at me. I'm doing stuff the big mouse doesn't want me to do. Meanwhile, I think it's the big mouse putting it out there. And also, like, of note, Zeb Wells is also one of the writers for the Marvels coming out. So, like, he has connections with Marvel as a whole, too. So, like, there's a plan here for all of this.
It's all in the plan.
People say when it comes to things like this, let the story play out. And the story's played out. It's played out. It's played out to me to, continuously just kill characters over and over and over again. Look, to say they cannot kill Miss Marvel, no, I don't believe that. I think that is, being a little too precious in the sense that, like, if she's a real character, right, and not just a diversity chip, she has to be on the chopping block just like anybody else. She's not special, right? No character can be special in that way. Everybody has to be subject to this in order for them to feel real. So Miles, Miss Marvel, whoever, they all have to be subject to this. But at the same time, Marvel is killing this character and they're using it and they're building up. I mean, they've got the Fallen Friend coming out. For something you're going to undo, within not even years, within months. It's like a much to do about nothing.
Yeah.
And the fact that she died, who knows how she died? I haven't read it. But outside of her own book and outside of an event, everybody's been saying like, oh yeah, characters die outside of their own books all the time in events. Yeah. Most of the time, a character who has had or typically would have a solo series doesn't die in someone else's solo series. And so to me, it's not fridging. I think that term is being overdone. It's not fridging. I don't believe that because they're not together.
Fridging is together. Fridging is essentially the death of a female character to push the story for a male character.
But this is pushing her story
so far. So
the point of it is to push her story.
That's what we assume. Yeah, and it's safe to assume. But in terms of what we see right now, well, we don't see anything right now. The book's not out yet.
Exactly. I don't believe this is fridging. I think people have to stop trying to apply a social problem to this. This is not a social problem. This is a comics problem. And killing Miss Marvel is probably not going to make her book sell better the next time around. It's probably not going to bring more eyes to comics that will stay. It's only going to make people angry. And I don't see the benefit of that.
We'll help her book sell better. A nice Tom Mueller X-Men logo on the corner.
Doubt it. Why? The people that are most inclined to read Miss Marvel do not read comics. They watch movies and television, which is why over there she's got a show. She's a big part of a new movie that's coming out, and yet in the comics she can't even hold a solo series. Let's not be delusional. Obviously, Marvel feels fine with killing her like this, because who's gonna care at the end of the day?
And then we have in August, there's that classified book that I think was like packaged in the solicits with the X-Men books, but it's like a black thing. It's like classified will be revealed at San Diego Comic-Con. So like we already know that's probably where she's coming back. Sure. A month later. It is the shortest death, I bet, in comics. Actually, there's probably been shorter, but it's going to be a very quick turnaround time. Because I don't think they want to kill her. I just think they don't know how to write this out of her without killing her. You know what I mean? They're like, all right, we got resurrection protocols. How do we use that? Well, we got to kill her. But what book is good at generating buzz and drama? Well, Spider-Man's pretty good at that. All right, let's do it.
I think you kill her in AXE Judgment Day.
Yeah.
The book that established the way forward for her to come back. This is like it's a lame duck death. It's lame. Yeah. That book had no heat at all. If Miss Marvel had died there, that would have been shocking. Oh my God.
She got judged.
I think that book also, it messed with death too much in the first issue. So like death meant nothing. Because everyone died,
But had somebody died, had we seen the repercussion, I think that would have been a different conversation.
Didn't What's-Her-Face die? The Eternal, whose name I'm forgetting. She was an Avenger. Cersei, she died.
Cersei.
Yeah.
But did she actually? I thought
No, she died.
Did she?
At the end, yeah.
Dan, I'm sure she was brought into the book just to kill her. Because otherwise, what the hell's the point in having her here?
She was just
she hasn't been otherwise.
She had one dark web mini, like 2-issue mini. Which didn't even show Spider-Man in it, I don't think. She had more interactions with Norman Osborn than she did with Spider-Man in this book.
Yeah, wasn't she his intern or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the storyline-wise, Norman would have been the better person to kill. Have him have like a hero's death. That would piss people off.
Just kill Paul.
No. Not Chad. Not the Riz King.
The Riz King.
I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Marvel. Hey, hats off, I guess. Great bait and switch.
Also,
great job.
New York Comic Con 2023 guests just got announced. Guess who's on that list?
Zeb Wells.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So we gotta get the interview this year.
Yeah, we definitely.
What's the lesson here? I don't know. I think Marvel knows exactly who their audience is. They know how to play them like a fiddle. I think that all of this was much to do about nothing. I think they took away the value of issue 26 by saying, well, I mean, I guess they didn't take it away. It got leaked if you go by what's officially presented. And so that takes away from a lot of the value of the question mark that surrounded 26. There's no more logic gap or curiosity gap, rather. We know what's going to happen. So who cares?
I will say this penetrated though. Like I had people messaging me who don't read comics being like, yo, what's going on?
But that's what this whole thing is, right?
Exactly.
Like
that's the point.
Yeah.
A leak,
of course
a death. It's scandalous.
Of course it penetrated. But is it going to result in sales? That's the only thing that matters.
We don't even know digital sales, so we'll never really know the answer to that.
Check back in.
We're not going to know the answer because the book was going to sell regardless.
Word.
Is it going to sell over 200,000 copies? Because if it does, then I would say, well, that could be related to that could be related to the buzz. But the book already had massive buzz. Who was not going to buy 26? And who wasn't going to buy it that's buying it now? Chat, please. If you were not going to buy 26 and you're going to buy it now, say that, please. I would love to know.
I bet there will be speculators though who like hopped off of Spider-Man because, you know, the whole Paul situation, who will probably go back to buy this because it's a death.
Come on, Tyler. If you're a speculator, you were buying this book 100%.
Yeah.
Of course you're buying.
I think some of them got pissed off and left.
If you're if the way you make money is to resell comics, you're not going to buy one of the hottest, most anticipated comics of 2023. That's not realistic.
I don't know.
Come on. This is a publicity stunt of the highest order, killing Miss Marvel. That I think, it won't backfire. There is no backfire. There's just no way for it to backfire. That's why I said it's not a risk. It's safe. They killed someone that not enough people who read comics care about for it to affect Marvel's bottom line. It's safe. And they're going to bring her back anyway. So, well played, I guess. Well played. Philosopher King says, I wasn't buying it before, and I won't be buying it now.
Let's go. Well, actually, no. Support comics. Go buy the comic if you can. I was to be like, yeah, fuck the system, but also they need your dollars.
Dan says, the lesson here is I feel validated about not reading Spider-Man books anymore. Nice. Yeah, I think it's a move that a lot of people will take as incendiary and as something that they don't want to see in their comic books.
I think the comics mentality has moved past death. We get it. We know it's not real, and even new readers, people who are coming up in comics, understand this concept because we see parts of it in the MCU now, right? Like let's say people, and I don't think people who watch MCU movies necessarily come to the comics. Let's say a few people do. They've experienced that as well. So there's an understanding that this is a thing that happens, but to be using it to this degree, to not make it feel special or to have weight or to do it to random characters in not their own books, like it's, I don't know, it's they're just doing it because they can. Superfluous, is that the word?
And they have a goal, they have an agenda they need to get to with the character, and I really don't have a problem with that. I just think the way that they've gone about it is cheap, quite frankly. And I think in my mind, when I think about character deaths in comics, I always go back to Captain America. I go back to Cap.
Went back to that recently,
right? And a big reason why is because they promoted it. It was on the front page of the Times, I think. It was all over the map. But when you buy that comic book and you've been buying the comic book, his death is shocking. It's emotional, like you feel it, but it's also very logical. And it continues the storyline that had been being told. Yeah. So my biggest issue, kill anyone you want. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
This is cheap. That was not.
The death of Cap is the next step in Brubaker's epic that he was writing. What is this the next step in? an editorial decision. Like it just reeks of editorial rather than story to me. So
Well, it's
Yeah,
good time for the
100%.
movie.
It's the next step in alignment with the MCU.
Right.
That's all it is.
I will be happy when her stretchy powers are gone because they're kind of yucky.
Just like Kang's gonna get black at some point, they're gonna blacken him up.
I thought you were gonna say he's gonna get blacked. I'm like, pardon?
I almost did.
Oh no,
My dude is black.
I've seen that one.
Dude.
You know, like we're used to MCU integration.
Yeah.
But do it in a better way. I mean, and to be fair, we have not read the comic. And I've loved ASM. So maybe I'll love the issue. I have a very hard time believing that I'm gonna love seeing Miss Marvel die in Spider-Man's comic book.
Yeah.
Unreal. I didn't even know how to talk about this today because I was so shocked at the way that I feel about Marvel right now. I've got some making up to do, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, one of the announcements we'll talk about later might help with that.
You know what? You're not wrong.
Yeah,
Maybe.
You're not wrong about that. We've got a lot more show to do. We're going to talk about the announcement of a new series from Al Ewing that includes the Immortal title in it. So big, big implications. Frank Miller has pissed people off yet again, as he is wont to do. And we're going to talk about the Eisners and the nominees. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed our conversation about that's fine, Tyler, about the Miss Marvel death. And if someone wants to do me a favor, one of you two, just stay somewhere that now the spoiler conversation is over. People.
We can tweet about it.
Yes,
it.
Yeah,
Okay,
tweet it,
got
Discord
it,
it. A place where people will. Yeah, thank you.
I'll do it in Discord.
Thank you. And we're done with that conversation. Thank you for tuning in and listening to it. Hopefully you enjoyed our talk about that. If you did, it would really help if you left us a like if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're not subscribed, that would be great too. That really helps us out a lot. If you like the video, like it. Super chats are open on YouTube. Of course, you can subscribe to us on Twitch with your Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime, however you are so inclined. We appreciate everybody that chooses to do those things. We have a big announcement to make. It's not all bad. Next week, or not next week, in 2 weeks, June 3rd, we will have... Huh?
We leaked our thing 2 weeks early.
We will have Rom V joining us on the show. Very, very excited to speak with Rom. We had a great interview with him a couple of years ago now.
And last year's New York Comic Con as well. Got to talk to him.
Yeah, so this is our third chat with Rom. It should be a lot of fun. Just this week, we read The Vigil by Rom, which Tyler and I really liked over on Pals Pulls, which you can check out.
Nice.
And so Rom's on a roll. And can't wait to talk to him. If you've got questions for Rom, definitely submit them our way. You guys know how. You know how to reach us at this point. We're very excited to chat with him. 100%.
Yeah. Great guy. Great conversationalist. Really good thinker about comics. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Your interview at Comic-Con, Marco, was very good.
Thank you. I love talking to him about process. The what?
You were like stressing about it. You were doing like a research. You were like,
I
have this notebook full of notes. Meanwhile, I'm going to a Scott Snyder thing, just being like, oh, okay.
Winging it.
Yeah.
I need my notes, dude. I need my notes.
Yeah, this is going to be good. Rom is always a lot of fun to talk to. Great guest. If you want to support the show, as I talked about, subscribing on YouTube, hitting the like button if you like this, subbing on Twitch with Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime. If you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, then it's free for you to sub to us. Patreon.com/thecomicspals is the best way to do it. You get a lot of bang for a little bit of your buck. We have a lot of special extra stuff over there, which does include our exclusive show, Palling Around, where we talk about whatever we want to talk about. You get to vote in the book club poll, which is up right now. And actually, I don't even know how the voting is going, but I know that it was very tight the last time I looked at it.
And all tight, not for Swamp Thing, to
No.
which disappointed in everybody in this community at the moment.
Whoa! Hey, man.
I'm looking at the. Can I say what's winning right now?
Sure.
Right now, it's Flashpoint.
Hey.
So people are getting bit by the Flash bug there. But Swamp Thing, I think it's only like 1 vote behind. So.
Oh, I take everything I said back. Go back. Go vote.
If you guys want to vote, that's patreon.com/thecomicspals. It also gets you a nickname and a shout out on the show. So I want to do a special shout out to the best pals in the universe, Thunderstruck Rebecca Alejandro and the Hound of Justice Atomic Hound, who are supporting us faithfully alongside the Night Stalker Harris Nijinsky, Brian Demolisher Del Pozo, Kefis the Incorruptible, Momentum Mike Elliott, Starcross Catherine Stars, Dan the Truth Trudeau, Joel Justice, and Jalen the Sanguine Sorcerer. Thank you all so much. We are very, very appreciative and thankful of you guys. Discord. Come hang out with us on Discord. We're always having a very fun time over there. We were chopping it up about Spider-Man this week. So our Discord was popping, and everybody was great about spoilers. I have to say that. Yeah. We did create a new channel so that we could put spoilers there, but everybody was fantastic. Hopefully no one was spoiled by our Discord that didn't want to be. I have a very hard time imagining how that could have happened.
It was very clear what spoilers were, and people are going to use the spoiler tag outside of that.
So if you're looking for a community that's actually like safe for, not getting spoiled, safe for not encountering douchebags, join our Discord.
Bro, I felt so sorry for you, Sean, when that guy spoiled the thing, and you're like, I don't know if it's real or not, and like, I can't say anything. Because I'm just like, delete it, because I didn't want to affirm or deny.
Yeah. I figured it was real. I figured if it wasn't real, someone would have told me it wasn't real, but I felt deflated, honestly, because I genuinely, like, I have so much passion for comics, and I go into this stuff wanting to love it all and not wanting to know anything that I don't need to know beforehand. And so something this big is not anything that I would ever want to know in advance. And it sucked, but it is what it is. And to be honest, had that not happened, I would have found out anyway, because Marvel put it on Front Street.
Even if you had filter set up, like I have Marvel's tweet notifications on, so like I would have seen that no matter what.
I had full filters, bro. And I still saw it because I follow Marvel and I have their notifications on and everything.
The spoilers are done, so I'm not saying what happened. But
yeah. Absolutely. But if you want to watch this show live, you can do so every single Saturday at 10:15 a.m. Eastern. If you tune in next Saturday, we will be interviewing Rom V. So keep that in mind. Set your watches.
Or not Saturday, the following.
I'm sorry, the following Saturday. Jesus, the June 3rd. Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern for Palsiples. So we've got a lot going on these days. And clearly the chat is excited about Rom V joining. Rom V's a great creator, so hopefully you guys show up for that. Now, I don't know about you all, but after that conversation about Amazing Spider-Man 26, I feel like I need to decompress. And I like to decompress by playing games. So do you guys want to play a game?
Ooh, I love games. What are we playing? Tears of the Kingdom? I can go grab it right now.
Oh, I was going to challenge you to a game of Marvel Snap.
Oh, I got my Galactus deck, which is playing pretty mid for me right now. So
of course, because Galactus is a mid. Only in Marvel Snap.
All the friggin' spaces and areas are like, oh, don't play a card here. And I'm like, well, okay, I guess. The game doesn't want me to play cards. Fine.
The game that I want to play with the two of you and the listeners, actually, is a draft game. No, the United States has not reopened its draft. We are safe. I am not trying to get drafted. I'm not in shape for that. So instead, we're going to draft teams of Avengers.
Okay.
Now, here's how it's going to work. Each one of us is putting together our team of Avengers. I don't care if you want to be the West Coast Avengers. I don't care if you want to be the Great Lakes Avengers. None of that matters. You can just call your team whatever you want. And then we're going to pick who's going to be on the team. The problem is that everyone who gets picked by one person cannot be picked by anybody else.
Okay.
So if I pick Iron Man, Tyler cannot then pick Iron Man.
I won't be. So
we're going to draft teams of 6. And then the listeners will tell us who drafted best. That's simple. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Stay ready.
All right. So I have a way for us to determine who will go first. If you guys will just vamp for 2 seconds.
Oh, he's getting out his TCG dice or coins or something.
About that. Yeah,
he's bringing out the
pull
coins.
out a dice or something.
Okay, so I've got my dice.
Yeah,
we called it.
I've got my dice. You guys know me. Actually, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna roll the dice, and whoever has the highest roll will go first. I'll roll for Marco first, and I'm gonna adjust my camera so that you guys can see me rolling the dice. Hopefully, I'm not showing anything that I shouldn't be showing. All right, here we go.
Hand check.
This is for Marco. It's a 5.
Damn it.
Oh,
Okay.
boy. All right.
This is for Tyler. It's a 4.
Eat shit.
Ugh.
This is for me. It's an 8.
Rigged.
Wonderful.
Rigged.
Word. That's just weighted,
What
bro.
you mean rigged?
That's just weighted.
I saw
the pixels. I saw the pixels in the transition of the camera. I know you know how to do streaming.
And look at these. These are X-Men dice. So how cool is that?
Yeah,
I have
you rigged it.
Avengers
This is
dice
Avengers.
too. You want me to get my Avengers dice?
No, it's fine. I'll go last. It's fine.
All right, exactly. So I'm going to kick off the draft, and we're going to have 10 seconds to draft a character. Okay? Because otherwise this will just take all day. So I'm going to start. I'm not going to time myself because I'm just going to immediately choose Iron Man.
Ooh, I'm going to choose Black Panther.
Okay.
Oh, thank God. I'm taking Steve Rogers easily.
I am taking Thor.
Okay.
I'm taking Cyclops.
Excuse me.
Yo, bro said I want that superhero cred removed.
Marco,
Okay.
can you restate that? Can you tell me who you're drafting that's not an X-Man?
Oh, he is an Avenger.
He's an Avenger.
Uncanny Avenger.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, you said whatever team.
All right. Fair
Sure,
enough.
Yeah.
Who was your first pick?
I had Black Panther.
Okay.
Black Panther and Cyclops. Have they ever interacted? Interesting. Okay.
I love it. I wish they would interact. And then Tyler, who did you have?
I didn't pick my third. Oh, my second. Spider-Man.
Okay. Cool. Go up next.
Oh damn. What?
Wait, no, you're up. You're up.
Sure.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I already picked. I have 2 picks.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
you
picked
go for the
Spider-Man
third.
and
Oh.
Steve
You go for your
Rogers.
third.
Yeah.
Okay. And who was your first, Tyler?
My first was Steve Rogers, so Cap.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm up next, and I'm gonna choose Captain Marvel.
I'm gonna
Which?
choose Thor.
I already
Yep,
have
taken.
Thor.
Oh damn. Wasp.
All right. Tyler.
Spider-Woman.
Okay. I am up next, and I'm gonna choose the Hulk.
Vision.
Nice.
I'm looking at my list here.
My man has a list. What you mean list? Ain't no damn list. You got 10 seconds.
Kate Bishop, Hawkeye. The
Okay.
better Hawkeye.
Oh damn. Wait. Okay.
All right. So I'm up next, and I will choose the Sentry.
Ew.
Black Widow.
Okay.
I'm picking. I need muscle. Hyperion.
Nice.
Oh damn. I need muscle too. Huh?
All right. And I'm going to go. I believe this is my last pick. I'm
You said
going
6,
to,
right?
Yeah, 6. Yep, this is my last pick. I'm gonna go with. I need some diversity. I'm gonna go with Sam Wilson. Cat.
He said I need a token character.
Dude said, "Give me
Yo,
give me
I'm fucking weak, bro.
let me get Black
Yo.
Cat."
Damn, I need muscle too, but I want somebody smart. Beast.
Oh shit, that was fuck.
Nice.
Yes.
That's what I was gonna take. Damn it,
Yes.
Marco. Even though he's a genocidal maniac now. Oh, okay. Brother Voodoo.
Okay. Okay, that's a good diversity choice. Yeah. I like it. I like it. I stand it.
I'm going for a secret Avengers team. That's what I'm doing.
Why did we all draft? Why did we all draft one? Okay,
what
no.
did we do by
Everybody
accident?
except Tyler drafted one woman and one black guy. Tyler had two women.
Look at me.
He's more diverse.
I'm a feminist, guys.
Fair enough.
I love
Okay,
women.
So to recap, Marco's team is Black Panther, Cyclops, Wasp, Vision, Black Widow, and Beast. Tyler's team is Captain America, Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Kate Bishop, Hyperion, and Brother Voodoo. And my team is Iron Man, Thor, Captain Marvel, Hulk, the Sentry, and Sam Wilson Cap.
Yeah, Sean went for like Avengers, capital A.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mainline book. I went for like a Secret Avengers kind of offshoot espionage type thing. I feel like.
I went for like a.
Marco went for Al Ewing's side project.
Yeah, a low tier writer, just like we need somebody to push the book until like the next real writer comes on. Just like get a cast
like
going.
U.S. Avengers or something. Yeah.
Vote in chat. Vote in chat who you guys think just won that draft. Hey, Kefis, you just missed the Avengers draft, buddy. Yeah, who do you think won the draft? That went by super quick. That was like a few minutes. We can do another one if you guys are into it. But
right, we got one for Tyler, one for me. We got one claiming Sean going for diversity's sake. Oh yeah, we'll put a poll. That's a good idea. Hold on a second.
Yeah, put a poll up. Marco's Great Lake Avengers wins. What kind of team is this?
I'll do another one. I'll do another one with like some weird ones. I can get weird. As Michael Keaton once said, "You want to eat nuts?" Something like that, right?
Whoa, eat nuts. Okay, so 2 for me. Marco got 2 as well, right? I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Need a couple more votes to seal this whole deal. Who do you guys think won the draft?
Dan, I had
another one for Marco.
I had Brother Voodoo.
Tyler had Brother Voodoo.
These guys are screwed when it comes to magic.
Catherine voted for me. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Who got Black Widow? Instant win. That's me, Class E.
Marco got Black Widow. How is that a win? Black Widow. My man had Black Widow.
He said he likes the black tights.
He's saying, is Class E is Iggy Azalea in disguise?
What an oddball team, but I get it. I get it. So I think based on the way it is right now, I think Marco wins.
Woo. Man, it's a Marco day, huh? Everything's coming with Marco.
4-3 to 2, I think. Tyler got 2 votes.
Can we mark these down so we can draft again, but we can't use those characters?
Well, I was thinking if you guys want to do another Marvel one, we can. But I was thinking we could do like X-Men or just jump over to DC.
Let's do Justice League. Let me get my Justice League team going.
Ooh. All right, so let's hit the league. Let's do the league. So we'll do a Justice League draft. Same rules and all of that.
Okay.
All right. And I will
roll your Justice League dice.
I don't have Justice League dice, unfortunately. I don't. But I will roll to see who gets initiative. All right, so I'm rolling for myself first. I rolled a 10. This X is a 6, so I got a 10.
Oh, what? Six of swords.
All right, I'm rolling for Marco. A 2. Ooh. Snake eyes. Marco, get fucked. All right, I'm rolling for Tyler. A 4. Wow.
Again. Wow.
Oh, my dice love me. By the way, I play card games.
Loaded.
And everyone comments on how I always win dice rolls.
Loaded. That just proves it.
They're not loaded.
Who in chat? Harris, you ever play games with Sean? You know he cheats, right? Come on.
What? That is toxic, Tyler. Okay. I will start once again Justice League draft, and I'm going with Blue. Wait. What?
Does this can we do like Justice League and Justice League Dark stuff? Like
any DC character.
Any league member.
Of any league.
I would say any certified Justice League team. So like Titans don't count because that's not that. But a team that has Justice League in the name would count in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay.
So everybody, you guys agree to that? You're good with that?
I'm good with that.
Ty, you seem to have thoughts.
I was going to pick something weird, and I don't know if they've ever been a Justice League member, so. That's
Here
fine.
we
I'll
go.
adjust.
Already looking shit up. My first answer is Superman. Tyler, go.
I just got to take it. Batman. Easy. Sorry. If I have the opportunity, I'm taking it.
I was gonna say Nightwing. So
I don't. He's been a member of the league, right? Of course.
surely
He was in the most recent Crisis. That counts. I'm gonna count.
That does not count. What the fuck? That does not count.
They say.
All right, forget it. Fine. Marco got Nightwing. That's cool. I'm gonna go with Wonder Woman.
Okay. I want Green Arrow.
Oh my god.
I'll take Hawkman.
Oh. I will take Martian Manhunter.
Okay. All right. Sinestro.
Okay.
Oh man, never mind. I was gonna get a Green Lantern, but I'm like, wait, I don't think Joe has been part of the Justice League.
You got like 50 others.
Yeah, I don't know those other ones. I'm gonna do Swamp Thing.
There we go. I was waiting for it.
Something green.
In case of emergency, break Swamp Thing glass.
Right there. Easy.
You know what? I'm gonna once again choose Captain Marvel.
That's funny.
He's just called the Captain now, Sean.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
I'm gonna go with Supergirl.
There it is.
I'm gonna go with Ted Kord, Blue Beetle.
Okay.
Marco said, "Give me the white guy version. I don't care about diversity in my book."
John Stewart. I do care about diversity.
Oh fuck.
Zatanna.
All right.
Aquaman.
Aquaman?
Whoa.
Hey-o.
All right, Aquaman. For my last pick, oh boy, Flash, of course. What the hell? Barry Allen.
I think canonically, he was a member of an offshoot team. Darkseid.
You're right. Yeah,
I'm picking Darkseid.
Yeah,
let's do it.
I remember that run.
Yep,
Darkseid. Yes,
like with Azrael and Jon Stewart and stuff. Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Adam.
Like ATOM, right?
Yeah, Ray Palmer.
Okay, yeah.
No, we don't talk about that. The Rock.
I thought you were talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. All right, so that's it. Our teams are the following. I got Superman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Shazam, Jon Stewart, Green Lantern, and Barry Allen, the Flash.
Like you specified because it was like, oh, you mean the Daily Show guy? You want him on your team?
No, I specified Tyler because I need people to know that I picked the Black Green Lantern. Okay,
got it. Man, you really okay.
Tyler chose Batman, Green Arrow, Sinestro, Supergirl, Zatanna, and Darkseid, and Marco chose Nightwing, Hawkman, Swamp Thing, Blue Beetle, Aquaman, and Adam. Chat.
Gotta fuck with that team.
Who do you think won? Who won this draft? The guy who has Blue Beetle, the white Blue Beetle on his team.
Specifically, I'm going for diversity. Okay.
The guy who chose almost as many villains as heroes, and Tyler, who got Sinestro and Darkseid, or me, the guy who got Superman, Wonder Woman, and the Flash on the same team.
I'm just saying, I read that book before. You know,
I read that. Yeah.
Hell yeah! Hey, this isn't about which book we want to read. Although this actually is a book I want to read. I do want to read a book with these characters in it.
I was tempted to put Starro on my team, but
Starro? Oh, I didn't even know he was on that.
That intro Scott Snyder run. It was like No Surrender or Justice League No Justice, whatever it was. I had some weird people on the team.
Somebody just like Marco went full Justice League Detroit
by accident. Yeah, you did. You did by accident.
That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I feel like Darkseid counts. I do feel like he counts. So far I'm seeing mostly me.
Marco creating whatever.
This is like Detroit. Yeah, you're not far off there with that comparison.
That's hilarious. All right, yeah, I guess I won this one. So
I won in my heart. So
We're tied on the poll and on. Oh, never mind. You just beat that out.
And yeah, I mean, and if you and if you go on YouTube, people look, man. I got Superman. What do you want me to say?
Boring.
Mid.
Boring.
What do you mean boring? Oh, all of a sudden now Superman's boring.
Boring. He's not on my team. He's boring.
Wow, that's some hater stuff. That is some hater ass stuff. But you know who we don't hate? Thank you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that game. I've been dying to do that. I've been waiting for weeks to do that.
Yo, Kay will be picking out like old ass JSA characters and shit.
Booster Gold
like,
first round.
Yeah.
Gnort.
Somehow Sandman, like the OG Sandman's there.
So that was a lot of fun. You know what else is fun? Reading listener comments.
Woo!
And actually, before you take over, Tyler, I did want to read one that's not included in the notes.
Sure.
This one comes from Atomic Hound, who asked a really great question. Is part of the steep cover price inflation the big two trying to get a piece of the hot book syndrome from the retailers? In other words, is Marvel and DC integrating what they see for aftermarket prices and then saying, we can charge more because of the speculative nature of the product and the retailer making more money off a hot book? Or are they just price gouging? We know the production cost is not going up at the same rate as cover prices. So my answer to that is I don't necessarily think that it's one-to-one in the sense that they are looking at aftermarket and going, we need a piece of that pie. I think they're looking at it and going, well, all these people buy our comics, right? And they clearly have expendable income. So we are going to charge more because we have a bottom line that our overseers are not happy with, especially if you're talking DC. And we can afford to alienate non-speculators and non-hardcores because speculators buy more than one comic book. Speculators need more than one cover because speculators want to make sure that whichever cover hits, they have it. And hardcores like me will buy the cover that I like and the cover A because I just want to have the cover A always. So they know they're going to get my money and they know they're going to get the speculator money. They don't care as much for the casual money. And I think that's what that's where the decision making is rooted in. But the other thing, and I know this now, or I feel that I know this because of something that I'm working on. But here's a little fact. Comic books have always been too cheap. Comic books were way too cheap in the 70s. They were too cheap in the 80s. They were too cheap in the 90s. Are they too cheap now? I think that for all of the hands, right, that get a piece of that pie, yeah. But are they too cheap for fans? No.
I would say that for who asked the question? I don't have it.
Atomic Hound.
I don't think the speculators and like is a key issue in a comic shop is going to be charging more for that key issue. I don't think that really factors into it because that is a small number of people that are going to pay that. I think really the only thing that affects the bottom line and what things can cost and how much they can charge is how much more can they charge to make more money without alienating enough people where they lose money.
Yep.
It's just a balancing act. It's like, all right, it's capitalism. We need to keep making more money every year. We can never be stagnant. We can never be same year over year. Every year has to be more and more. So it's just a balancing act and how much they can do that with.
Marco, or are you good?
I'm good.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Atomic Hound. Tyler, take it away.
All right. So Sanji, is the Sanji, the One Piece is real.
Whoa, holy shit.
On the Dennis Culver interview. I just read Grant's Doom Patrol for the first time, and it was one of my favorite stories I've witnessed in any form of content. I think I'll pick up Culver's run at some point, be an archaeologist, and read Pollock and Way's run. That's the way to go. All those runs are good in their own ways. So,
what I love, and Dennis Culver, that interview was awesome, and he's the one who brought up being an archaeologist, and that's something that I love so much about comics, especially now in the digital era where, you really like X-Men right now, but you've never read them before, go take a look at Chris Claremont's run, and you can do that.
And I like his use of that term because it makes it feel like the fun part of discovering something like in a shop or like digging through, and you're just like, oh, word, remember this stuff? Like, especially when you start to get into the points where you get the reference boxes, like the editor notes. It's like, oh, as seen in, whatever issue this. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go figure out what that is. Like that makes for fun.
If you guys are watching the stream, you can watch a little wrestling show behind me as that goes on. So then Kushik Raja, who's been commenting a lot on YouTube, so thanks for the engagement there. On the Wonder Woman's daughter discussion. I mean, they have been around for like 80 plus years. Not to mention Diana has had multiple daughters over the years. Hope this one sticks the landing.
He had a little more, right?
Oh, is that the same thing? Okay,
yeah.
Then he said, if it doesn't work out, we can have Wonder Woman working with Veronica Cale or Ares, who provide her the suit while she is visiting Steve Trevor and his new fiance Pauline and their children, and the rest of the heroes hate her. Pauline coming to DC, let's do it.
So if not a Chad, right? Because that's a male centric term. What is Pauline? What if she's not a Chad? Then what's the female equivalent? What's
I think
woman equivalent?
Chad is gender neutral.
Oh yeah,
I feel like Chad.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I feel like anyone could be a real Chad.
Oh okay, all right.
It's a state of mind.
Oh, all right.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. Yeah. It's like BDE. Like you don't need to have a D to have BDE.
Fair enough. All right. Well, thank you, Raja. Appreciate it.
Perry on the same topic, Wonder Woman's daughter. While it makes some sense as a business decision, it's weird to just surprise us with a grown child. Might lead into a team up with Batman and Superman's kids, in which case would be cool to see her as a leader for the group. Perry, I got something to tell you. Even in real life, if you get surprised with a grown child, that's something.
What are you saying that from experience?
A tangential experience.
Not yet. He needs to wait a few years.
Oh my God, that's horrifying.
It's not who you think, by the way. Yeah.
Philosopher King says Stacy is the female version. Okay.
I would have thought. Oh, okay. Man.
More.
What would you
have
thought?
Really? But...
I would thought it would have been an extension of Karen or something.
No.
We're talking about
the
a
male version of a Karen is a Kyle, I think.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Because a Chad, a male, like a guy, right? Where like a Chad is like a hot guy who's maybe a little dumb but really hot and like manly, right?
Sure.
I guess it is a Stacy, or originally the Trixie.
Trixie. Okay, Stacy's better than Trixie.
No, Trixie is just synonymous with Trixie Mattel for me at this point.
All right, fair enough. I feel like it should be a Kim.
Kim?
Yeah.
Kim Possible?
No, like Kim Kardashian.
Oh, I was thinking Lil Kim and the time she had to get her stomach pumped.
Okay.
A Courtney?
Okay. I could go with that.
But also Kardashian Courtney? KO?
Guys, who's your favorite Kardashian?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh, I knew Sean had an answer for this one. Sean, a closeted reality TV super fan.
Dude, I don't even necessarily care for the show, but I love Khloe Kardashian. And Khloe was a reason why I tuned in early. Gotcha. And, I haven't loved her that much recently, but back in the day, I loved Khloe. Anyway, yeah.
I'm with you. I'm a Khloe fan. Yeah.
I always felt like people hated on her for no reason. I feel bad for her. Anyway, this is a comics podcast.
I'm a fan of O.J. Simpson's daughter. So,
of O.J. Simpson's daughter?
That's a conspiracy. That's a conspiracy. We'll say.
Oh yeah. She's not O.J.'s daughter.
And the juice is loose sometimes.
The juice was loose that night. I grew up watching those car chases. I remember the Bronco. I remember the Bronco. I remember the cop cars. I remember the helicopters. All of that. I was glued.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about that. Something else that pissed a lot of people off, just like OJ did. Frank Miller.
Understatement. He just said OJ pissed people off.
Got some people mad, I guess.
Yeah.
He courted controversy.
Yeah, sure.
Him,
okay, right.
Marvel, Frank Miller, all the same. So Frank Miller, of course, is one of the most celebrated artists, creators in all of comics history. Brought us classics such as The Dark Knight Returns, various Daredevil classics, Holy Terror. He's known for a lot.
Definitely known for that book, huh?
Yeah.
He's known for a lot of amazing stories.
Yo, I have it. I can whip that shit out right now.
Don't do that.
Master Race.
I like being monetized. And of course, he's had legendary pieces on Wolverine. Everybody knows the classic cover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that cover is Wolverine more than any other artwork I think I've ever seen. And so in 2023, Frank Miller did a series of covers for Marvel that were solicited. And one of them in particular, I mean, he did Thing, which, people saw, Moon Knight, various others. But one of them in particular really, really upset a lot of people. And it's actually the Wolverine one. It's from Ghost Rider Wolverine, Weapons of Vengeance. It's a Frank Miller variant. And it features Wolverine like you've never really seen him before. I think we can say that. And this image pushed people over the edge on social.
Why were people pissed off about it?
Because people feel that it's ugly, and people feel that it's not aligned with what Wolverine looks like at all. And people look at the old Frank Miller Wolverine, and they look at this one, and they're like, wow, here's an example of a guy who truly did lose it.
I don't think that's fair, though.
It's not.
Okay.
I think that have you seen Frank Miller? And I'm typically not a Frank Miller apologist. But like the dude he's old, like just physically he can't do what he used to do. But the fact that we can still have Frank Miller art is great. No matter the quality, really. It's just a variant, like it's not like he supplanted an ongoing team and he's drawing interiors for a book. Like it's a variant for Ghost Rider Wolverine. Like, you know what I mean? It's not even a variant for Wolverine proper. And I think it looks fine. It feels like it doesn't feel much different than like the Holy Terror 300 stuff,
Right.
Sure, it's colored, digitally, and that face is a choice. Wow. But I think it's fine. I don't like just like the fact that we still have Frank Miller around as like one of the legends of comic books in an industry where a lot of those legends are not around with us anymore. I think it's good, and let's just like give ourselves like he's younger than he looks. When you write Sin City, that ages you a bit. So yeah, well yeah, that might have did it too. But yeah, just the fact that like he's still around, like I don't know, let's just like enjoy it while we have it. And I gotta say, I have his Moon Knight cover as well. Like that Moon Knight kind of slaps.
That one's cool. That one looks good.
I did not put the Thing one on here because that one scares me.
I think there's been like there's been an evolution in his art, and people feel like it's degraded or it has devolved. And I think that he's leaning into a style choice that he really, really likes and enjoys. And however that comes out, like I'm not a fan of some of these covers necessarily. The Moon Knight one, I agree, I think looks really, really good. And I think that's an example of where his art style works well and it plays well there. But for other characters or for other ways that he's approaching the covers, maybe they don't. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's like washed up or he's done or he's chosen this as to be his now art style, right? Yeah. The Blade one, I have mixed feelings on, but this is the progression of an artist over time, and I think we should really appreciate the fact that we've been able to see him grow in the industry and see his art evolve over that period of time. Whether or not you end up liking it, I don't think is the takeaway. The takeaway is we've seen somebody who is artful and see that change.
It happens in traditional art outside of comic books. Picasso had eras. I think of back to get to comic books, but I think of Howard Porter. Drew very standard DC house style. Had an injury to his hand, lost some nerve feelings, and had to adjust his style. And that's the current Howard Porter we have. And honestly, it's a lot more stylized. It's a little dirtier, it's a little different, but I prefer it, honestly. It's an evolution of an artist, which similar in this case with Miller.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like this controversy is an example of people really, really desperately needing to get a life. This is a non-issue. I think
grass.
the fact that anybody puts out artwork, look, it takes a lot of balls. It takes balls to do anything in public. All right? Like anything forward facing, anything with that people are going to see and have the potential to judge and engage with, it takes chutzpah. It does. It takes it to do what we're doing right now. Because someone could watch this and say, wow, Sean's really shitty at hosting, or, whatever, like any kind of negative comment, and we're subject to that. So that's number one. And then for people to see someone putting themselves out there like that, especially a legend, someone who has proven themselves. Frank Miller has nothing to prove to anybody.
He's on some people's Mount Rushmore, I would say.
100%.
Yeah.
Especially as a writer-artist duo.
Oh, and that most definitely. Yeah.
Right. So to take that, someone like that, and disrespect them by going on social media and saying things. I mean, Frank probably won't see it, but like if we're talking about another creator, they might. And say things like, "Oh yeah, this is gross. This is disgusting. Frank needs to hang it up." I'll read some quotes, because you know what? People were nasty. People were absolutely disgusting, and I don't think that there's a place for this. I'm sorry?
You quote tweeting right now in public?
Sure. People keep trying to make the case to me for modern day Frank Miller, and I cannot. Frank Miller achieving the impossible. He made Wolverine look like trash. Wow.
Other people have done that too. So
one day, something broke in Frank Miller's mind, and he decided to turn his art style into a bunch of shaved Yetis. And this is talking about Frank Miller as just an artist.
Damn. Yo, people suck.
My thing is, like, I don't think there is bad art. I think art is all subjective, and art is all about preference. There's art that I like more. I think there's art that can be considered technically better as well.
Yeah.
But bad, in my opinion, no, because you at least made it.
And I think there's also the fact that Frank Miller did not stop being able to draw his previous style, right? Like he still those are the same hands that once did that.
Yeah.
Right. So like he can do that. This is a conscious choice and effort. And I think you also have to come at it from that perspective of he is choosing to do this because he sees something in that, something that is more valuable to him than what he used to do. And so you have to respect that fact of, well, that's crazy. He has chosen this as the way forward for his style because it says something better about maybe himself for that.
Yeah. And also I think he does get assists on like inks and stuff nowadays. But yeah.
Yeah.
I also think, when you look at this Wolverine cover, it is a gnarly interpretation of Wolverine. And guess what? Frank Miller is a creator of over 40 plus years. Surely that's deliberate. It makes me think about, quite frankly,
Frank quietly. Sorry.
You got me. This is a de-evolution of Wolverine. More monstrous. The hair on his head reminds me of the Stranger Things monster. The
Demogorgon?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't know if that's what Frank's going for, but that's what it looks like to me. And I know that there are a lot of people who've been following Frank's career for the entire time who are with him lockstep for every change. And it's art just like anything else. Let it be. Don't buy it if you don't like it.
Those leather pants, though, that dude's smuggling some Canadian bacon in there. Those things are tight. Shit.
and I'm not saying I'm not saying you have to keep your mouth shut, but like vitriol and just general nastiness is not necessary. Do I like this cover? No. Am I going to buy it? No. But I think it should exist 100,000,000%, and no one has the right to say that it shouldn't.
Are they
Yo,
like
I'm gonna
cover
get that
price
Moon
B
Knight.
covers? Do we know the status of these?
I hope not.
What was that?
Are they cover price like B covers,
Oh, I
or
don't know.
are they like variants, like it's a a ratioed variant or something?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
sure.
exactly, Philosopher King. That's what I saw in it. And like, hey, that kind of makes sense for Wolverine. Why can't you do weird, funky things with the body and it's what's the word I'm looking for?
Impressionist?
Yeah, thank you. It's impressionist, right? Like that's valid. Why is that not valid? Because it's comics? You can't do shit like that?
No.
And honestly, with the big two, the more variation for something that's not house style, I'm into. Give me weird shit.
And like you said, it's not even in the book. It's on the cover.
It's a variant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Get it or don't. Get over it. Anyway, let's talk about something that I can't imagine anyone having a problem with. This is the counter to Marvel's crappy week from a PR standpoint. So Al Ewing is writing another Immortal book after the incredibly successful juggernaut that was Immortal Hulk, that notoriously outsold Batman, which is just unheard of for a Hulk title. And so Al Ewing is trying to see if lightning can strike twice, this time with Thor.
Wow.
As we are getting the Immortal Thor from Al Ewing, who will be teaming up with Martin Coccolo.
Coccolo? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chocolo, something like that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
He's like, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yo, is Alex Ross on covers? Or is this
Once
again.
come back doing the Immortal style covers, yeah.
Nice.
And this is almost
looks-
like a 1-to-1, even in the style of cover, as Immortal Hulk.
I was gonna say this doesn't look like some of his normal watercolor stuff. Like this looks like
this is classic Alex Ross.
I don't know, something about it looks a little not as vibrant. Like it's still shiny and stuff. Maybe it's the shine. Maybe it's just like the way he's drawn this.
Yeah,
but
I
it
believe
looks a
that
little
is the
different.
lightning reflecting off of him. That's how I'm reading it. But
That's rad, dude.
I love the costume. I love the fact that they went with the old like a more classic Thor costume.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And now attaching the word immortal, right? What does that mean? I think someone just asked it in chat.
Yeah, top lane. Yep.
Yeah.
Immortal now means, when you associate it with Al Ewing, that this is going to be, in my opinion, a story that takes the totality of the character's history, because they are immortal, right? Hulk's immortal, Thor's immortal, Spider-Man's immortal, in terms of they'll never go away. It takes the totality of their history and makes it all valid, just like Grant did with Batman, and it tells a definitive story for the character. That's what that means to me now, that branding.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Well, it just feels like he's gonna he has a story here. He has something he wants to say with this character, and that's always good when you have honestly the tagline, it associated to me as like manga, like we're ready to tell this longer epic. We want to be have plans, and they will start small, they'll pay off, they're larger than life. Like a lot of this gives me hope for just being able to take on a narrative. I'm excited for this one. I might start to pick this one up.
When we interviewed Al a couple months ago, he was tiptoeing around something he couldn't talk about.
Yeah. Oh,
the entire time, especially when we were talking about Immortal Hulk, and I'm like, oh, here it is.
You got that right.
Yeah, dude, Thor books are like up there for like some of my favorite solo ongoing Marvel books. It's like I'll always read a Thor book, and I will always read a Spider-Man and Daredevil book. Those are like my big three. And I think since Aaron's Thor, we've had Donny Cates, we've had Nick Klein, I think, worked on it. So good ones, but like they've all felt like, all right, we're just going to be a little smaller, tell smaller stories here and there. This is like, all right, I'm going back to Jason Aaron, I'm going back to JMS, I'm doing something big. Immortal Hulk was 50 issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, hell yeah. And
Well,
in the art,
yeah.
I have a page here. It's very. It reminds me of like a Daughterman, or it reminds me of Olivier Coipel. Like it kind of harkens back to those epics of Thor in the modern era that I love.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm lockstep with you. So let's go to Al, who had a few words to say about this. He said, quote, "Putting Immortal on a book I'm writing is a promise to the reader and to myself. I was the one who pitched the title, not editorial, not anyone else. And it was basically a self-challenge. Can I do a book like that again? Can I do my end of it better this time? I have to try, because the alternative is to just lie down and let the grass grow where I fell. I want to take another swing at that ball, and this time I don't just want to knock it out of the outfield. I want to hit it right out of the park and stroll calmly around the bases. I want to write something that goes as far and as hard and as powerful as the other book did, to give a similar experience to the people who supported that book and supported me through it and took something deep out of it, but with the benefit of experience." So, of course, Immortal Hulk ended controversially.
Yeah.
Not because of the content, but because of the art behind it. The artist was, apparently slipping in anti-Semitism into the book. I don't know if you guys remember the jewelry mishap, quote unquote.
Oops. Yeah.
Yeah. And other things. And then of course we learned that person was, just had a lot of unsavory political thoughts and opinions. Anyway.
Wilson, yeah.
And when we talked to Al about it, he kind of seemed deflated about how things ended there.
Yeah. It was a collaborator, right? Like, and
yeah,
it's frustrating to have to deal with a collaborator who has troubling or difficult views.
Yeah. And this, in what you described in this quote for Immortal Thor,
Yes.
Sean, it feels like take two. I want to do this again. And even the way Al described the book, I mean, this is probably just a writer thing, but it felt very he felt self-pressured. He's like, I can do, like, which is great for us, because that pressure that he puts on himself then results in
diamonds,
consistently quality books. So I don't mind, but yeah, it's interesting to see that description there.
Well, and it's really unfortunate for Al, because the way Immortal Hulk ended, no one was talking about the landmark of that at the end. No one was talking about how great and celebrated it was. By the end, it was kind of like, just let this end. And because you couldn't talk about it. Yeah. And when we interviewed Al, I knew going into that, I can't really ask him about what happened there. He's not going to talk about that. Al Ewing disappeared from social media after that happened.
Yeah.
He was deeply
hurt.
Really
bad. Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is a redemption for him in his mind, as much as, it's about telling a tremendous story with Thor, a character who has had a lot of great runs and frankly, who's due for another one. So we know that there's a rough roadmap plotted out for 50 or more issues. Ooh. So we might even get more than 50.
Damn.
Highly doubt that Al Ewing will be writing in, points where the series could end if it needs to, because sales weren't there. I'm sure sales will be there this time to get him, where he needs to go.
Out the gate.
Yeah. And we know that this will be out on August 23rd. So not that long to wait.
Good stuff.
I'm beyond excited.
Yeah. This is going to be cool. This is going to be good.
Al Ewing's one of the best in the business right now.
Damn, 100%. I'm looking at JMS's Thor. Only 17 issues altogether. Wild.
Really?
Well, that would have been, was that not around when he did his swan song?
Yeah. Thor Giant Size finale was his big thing, yeah.
But that was his big step away from Marvel, right?
Yeah. Comics in general mostly. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think that was after, obviously that was the One More Day period, and he was like, I'm done with this crap.
Yeah.
And then he resurfaced with Terminator book and obviously Action Comics, where Superman walked around for however many issues.
Pulled Forrest Gump.
That was one of the most disappointing things I've ever seen.
Yeah. His dogs be barking at the end of that one.
All right, so that's great news. Let's follow that up with another piece of news that I think is also great. We've got a new Daredevil team. It was announced that Chip Zdarsky and Marco Cicchetto would be leaving Daredevil. They've done a great job on that series, really, really bringing it back to the form that longstanding Marvel fans expect.
Can I guess the new team?
Do you not know?
Sure.
So I think it's gonna relaunch Daredevil #1 with brand spanking new creative team. Chip Zdarsky, Marco Cicchetto. Let's go.
You're wrong.
Oh,
you're wrong this time. But if you had said that the last relaunch, you would have been right, because that's exactly what they did. But no, it's actually going to be, as revealed on the This Week in Marvel podcast, it will be Saladin Ahmed and Aaron Cooter.
Oh shit!
Love Cooter.
I love Saladin Ahmed.
Yeah.
So, Saladin Ahmed said, I wanted to only take this job on if I felt like I had a new, unique take on Matt and on Hell's Kitchen. And so that's at the center of this, him and his world. But it's the Marvel Universe. What I've really enjoyed is talking with other editors, other offices, is finding ways through these first couple of arcs we have planned to keep this centered on Matt, keep this centered on his people, in his world, and to bring, in a very organic and surprising fun way, some familiar Marvel figures that I think are going to blow people's minds when they pop up on the page. Okay. I like Saladin Ahmed. I think he's done quality work. Mm-hmm. His Marvel run has been unsung in the sense that not a lot of people have talked about what he's done, but the Miles stuff was solid.
Yeah.
The Miss Marvel stuff was solid. And so I feel like this is weirdly a step up because of the expectations of a Daredevil book.
Yeah, Daredevil consistently, I think out of all Marvel characters, Daredevil throughout his history since the 80s has had like creators doing their best work. And it's been, outside of like Shadowland and Andy Diggle, it's been pretty consistent, even since like Brubaker.
Damn, I gotta do my man Diggle like that.
I don't mind Diggle, but yeah, his Daredevil was interesting.
Tyler, do you do this on purpose?
What?
You bring up every time you bring up Diggle, you bring up Shadowland, like you just want to attack me.
Are you a fan?
Yes, we've done this. You don't remember?
I keep forgetting because it pisses me off. But yeah, Saladin Ahmed's good. I really love Cooter. Cooter's work on Avengers most recently. The Avengers Forever stuff, Jason Aaron's like culmination. Cooter did Al Ewing's I believe it was Al Ewing's Guardians of the Galaxy. So yeah, Cooter has like gripping artwork that I just want more every time. So.
Yeah. These are Dan says here in the chat, this is a like top shelf book, and these guys are getting called up.
Yeah, that's how it feels. Yep.
Yeah,
100%. From NXT to Raw.
And Abbott by Saladin Ahmed, absolutely incredible. Might have been the first thing I saw him do. Tremendous work, absolutely loved it. Classy Ulysses says, get the writer who wrote Thor 3 and 4 for the comic run. Fans love comedy Thor. Ay, please. First of all, it would cost them what they pay all their writers is what it would cost to get Taika Waititi to do that. And then also, it would probably not be very good.
Because Thor would be on art for that, though.
Put Jeff Loveness. He's free right now.
No, don't do that. Please don't do that. That was secretly Marvel's best news of the week. I just didn't include it because I didn't want to talk movies this week. But yeah, I completely agree. So that's fantastic. Happy to see that. How do we feel about the fact that we're going to get yet another tease of Jonathan Hickman's G.O.D.S. in one-page stories across the Marvel universe? So, starting in August, we're going to get one-page teases, and it's not clear whether or not the teases are different in each one of these books. I think they are, but I don't know. But we're going to get a tease in Immortal Thor, #1, the aforementioned Immortal Thor. Uncanny Avengers #1, which is now a 5-issue miniseries. Moon Knight 26, Venom 24, Guardians 5, Scarlet Witch 7, Fantastic Four 10, and Doctor Strange 6. So
All
each
books
of
I'm
those
reading.
will feature a one-page story that teases the incoming Gods book by Jonathan Hickman and Valerio Schiti.
What do you think the method behind those books is? Just high selling books? Are they tied in?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know about a tie-in. I think they probably chose books that either they feel will do well or maybe could use a little bit of a bump. You know, I don't necessarily care to buy Scarlet Witch, but I might now that I know there's going to be a one-pager in it.
I'm excited to read Scarlet Witch because a friend of the show and noted Steve Orlando hater, Matt Murphy, said it's good. So,
Word.
the wild thing to see in the Discord.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Sorry?
I don't like this.
Go ahead.
What? I don't want to have to figure out. I don't want like an event style checklist of what I have to read to know where all these different stories are. Are they interconnected? Are they, is it continuous? Do I have to read Moon Knight before I read Scarlet Witch? It's too much work. Just give me the damn book.
Like I said, I don't know that they're different. I
Sure.
cannot confirm that.
Fair.
But if assuming that you're right in that, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I like when Marvel, builds towards things. That's my favorite thing in comics. It really is. But this feels a little weird. Like if each one of them had the same story in it,
Fine.
that would be cool because then that means, hey, it's a spread of books. You're likely to be buying one of these. You'll see the story. That's
essentially an ad
brilliant.
at that point.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I would say I think that makes much more sense. We know that these are going to be big titles or are big titles. People are picking them up. Let's put it in here because it makes the most sense if we want to get some internal buzz. Like hit the readers that we know are going to be somewhat interested or going to see the advertisements inside. Then I think that makes sense. If they do separate pages, like separate story pages, that's going to be confusing too because then we don't know, like, is there an order? Do I have to? That feels like too much work on the part of editorial and like the printing end.
And all these things we're saying make me feel like it's probably likely that it's just going to be one story, one page, one story across these different books for this spread, because otherwise it doesn't make much sense. But we will find out presumably before August, but certainly in August when these books release. I'm excited for G.O.D.S.
Yeah, same. And I hope they do this in subsequent issues where they tease out another page and another page, because then that feels like something that Marvel hasn't had or DC even hasn't had for a while, where we're teasing stuff.
Yeah, Marco wants. You want to be edged into your comic books.
Bro. Get me to the point and then give me the book.
and cancel it.
And by the way,
sticky pages and all. No,
these are new pages. These aren't like teases from the book. These are pages that are being specifically written and drawn for this.
Okay.
Yeah, so
sick.
Strangely, cool. I'm more excited for more Schiti art than I am more Hickman books. Yeah, I'm excited to see some more Schiti.
I know what you want to happen there, Tyler, and I'm not giving it to you. So I'm going to move on.
No, I'm being completely genuine.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Then I will engage you. Am I more excited to see Schiti or Hickman? I mean, I'm obviously more excited to read it.
Fair. I know where your alliances lie.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm a fan of seeing some more Schiti art.
There it is. All right.
Yeah, all right. We got it. All right, we can move on, Sean.
Well, we already stopped talking about Miller. All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
damn.
All right.
Good callback though. Anyway,
I tried.
So we talked earlier about Rom V and how he'll be joining the show June 3rd, 10:15 a.m. Eastern. Well, we're gonna have something new to talk to him about because it was announced that Rom V and Filipe Andrade will be released. Filipe Andrade will be releasing Rare Flavours. They've got a new title coming from Boom. And so it is a book about food. It's a book about food. I'm assuming cooking, all that kind of stuff. That reminds me of, there was this I thought it was tremendous book about a cooking competition.
Food
I
Wars.
feel like it was written by Brian Wood. I don't remember, but it was
Dude, this
so
sounds
good.
so familiar.
Yeah, it was really great. I loved it.
But if it's about Brian
Starved?
Wood, it must.
Starve. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, that was Brian Wood.
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome. Who was the artist on that? You got that?
Let me see. I'll pull it up.
Anyway,
Marco, this guy on the cover, that's got to be like he's related to one you or me, right?
Maybe. Oh, Daniel Zegels.
Okay, I don't
I'm not
remember.
sure.
But yeah, so we're gonna get our first tease of this in an ash can that Boom will be putting out.
Ash can. There
yeah.
we go. That's been a while.
So that'll be out in 2023. They say that it will never be reprinted.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
I mean, most ash cans aren't. Yeah,
True,
it's like
yeah.
a one-time thing and then they're gone.
this is the solicit. The Eisner, Harvey, and Ringo Award nominated team of Ram V and Filipe Andrade make their celebrated return, and you can get a first taste in this exclusive Ashcan edition, tantalizing your senses with this amuse bouche. Never
Yeah, you
heard
got
of
it.
that.
Yeah, amuse bouche.
Okay.
Yep.
Introducing this creative duo's next masterpiece, marrying the supernatural, Indian cuisine, and the cutthroat world of chef-driven celebrity in what will be the most talked about new comic of 2023. That sounds fun.
Dude, I'm a big Filipe Andrade fan. His work on like Captain Miss Marvel, his work on Rocket Raccoon and Groot was phenomenal. I still haven't read Layla Starr.
Oh, dude, that's
I got
such
2
a
weeks
good
to
book.
read it.
So good. That I'm gonna do a good reread of all of his stuff because that one definitely made me cry. At least once.
I lack tear ducts.
Well, and I would recommend for anybody his other indie stuff. Graffity's Wall is very, very good.
Whatever happened to Radio Apocalypse, though?
Yeah, I don't know where that ended
Everybody
up.
just moved on.
What publisher was that?
I don't
Vault?
remember the publisher.
It was Vault, and there's
Vault.
your answer.
Yeah, that was Vault. There was a hiatus announced apparently back in August.
Yeah, I remember. It just they left it alone. I think they wanted to forget about that.
That's Vault for you.
It wasn't bad. I don't know. Maybe I mean Rom's been very busy since then, so maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, when you get Detective Comics, I guess things take priority.
Yeah. I'm excited for this. This seems pretty cool.
This creative team is absolutely hot fire. Very, very excited. Just even this little preview of the art, man, it looks like they're coming in with a new, I don't know if he's doing something different with colors, but it looks like watercolor. There's definitely a bit more of, it feels like non-digital, and I'm happy about that.
I'm happy that I get to talk about food and not be ridiculed for it once we talk about this book. So
you'll still be ridiculed. Don't worry.
I wish it was like scratch and sniff or something. Give me some kind of sensory thing with this book.
Oh, that would be such a good idea.
Ever since the
scratch off cover.
Yeah, the scratch off cover. I'm like, give me gimmicks. Give me weird comic gimmicks. Make me want to buy the physical thing.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
This guy does look like he hosts a radio show online though. Like just he's looking for Reebok and Nike, but
what?
That's a weird reference.
Yeah. That's such a specific reference.
Oh, Marco got it. There we go.
Yeah, I'm Hispanic. I get that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Reebok and Nike. Reebok and Nike.
Damn.
I'll send it to you after the show. It's hilarious. Yeah. Hilarious.
Fair enough. Well, let's close things by talking about the Eisners. The Eisner nominations are out. Of course, the Eisners are pretty much the most prestigious award ceremony for comics, at least in the US. We know the nominees now. Image and DC got the most noms overall for their stuff. Image had 20 total nominations.
God damn.
Yeah, plus 6 that they're sharing, and then DC had 11 plus 5.
People are talking about the downfall of Image Comics and quality,
which is wild, right? Like they're always Image is probably the most consistent from a volume standpoint of nominations, but how that translates to the buzz of a book is so different. Like the craft is always there, but whether or not the sales are is questionable.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be saga.
Exactly. And when you look at the nominations, right? You look at Clementine.
Fantastic.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Department of Truth, big one.
Yep.
Lonely at the Center of the Earth, which Zoe Thorogood got like 6 nominations or something like that.
That's my book of the year so far.
I gotta read that thing, dude. I have it.
Almost made me cry. Almost. But
just empty tear ducts.
Yeah, it was just like shooting blanks. What else is new?
They got nominated for Philadelphia, Monstrous, Reign. So
yeah, Monstrous still going, huh? Nice.
Yep.
Oh, yep.
While on the DCN we had Human Target, Nightwing. Those books did well. And so let's talk a little bit about the nominations. I pulled a few aside that I thought were interesting. I am not a fan of award shows. I feel like they're a bit masturbatory and generally don't reflect what people are interested in terms of the people who actually, engage with the medium.
Sean Bartley, anti-masturbation stance. You heard it here first, folks.
Yep. Let all the kids know. So like, don't do it.
You'll
like,
go blind.
No.
Yeah,
exactly. Best single issue / one shot. We have Batman One Bad Day, The Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
We have Mary Jane and Black Cat Beyond. Jed McKay nod there with CF Villa, who is doing the art for Avengers. That's the same creative team for Avengers. Philadelphia, Rodney Barnes and Jason Sean Alexander. Nice House on the Lake is nominated. Oh, I'm sorry. Whoa. I apologize. I shifted. That's best continuing series. So best single issue one shot, Mary Jane, Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood. Number 3. Star Trek 400 and A Vicious Circle.
Yo,
book 1.
That one, bro.
For one book, that got like 3 noms. Yeah.
That was insane. A Vicious Circle was so good.
Was that just a one shot?
Only the one book has come out so far.
Okay. Yeah. I have not heard anything on that. I want to just engorge myself on that book.
Yeah. Best continuing series, we've got the Daredevil nomination, which is great for them. Department of Truth, Philadelphia, Nice House on the Lake, Nightwing, and She-Hulk.
Hell yeah.
Nice House? Really?
Well, I think it's fair. I think it's fair. We've had gripes on him, but that's because we read every single issue. We're gonna find stuff to nitpick.
Sure, yeah.
Nightwing and She-Hulk are surprises. I'm not talking about quality, just because I feel like those are more general superhero comics, like more what you expect them to be. I don't think they're transformative, which I feel like generally for superhero comics to get this type of nomination, they have to be very, very, very good, like better than good.
I think for like continuing to read Nightwing, I think the consistency of quality has been there. So like every issue is just, that was so much fun. I cannot wait for the next one.
And also Redondo, what he's been doing with panels and special issues, POV issue, continuous page issue. It is, I think, transforming the medium in a sense. Yeah.
He's pushing
She-Hulk,
boundaries to some degree.
I would say She-Hulk is, the cover is fantastic. And the character work is very good in that book. Rainbow Rowell is on that, right?
Yeah.
She's unsung. I think a very good writer.
Her time is coming.
Yeah. I would say it's here for the people who are paying attention. But like her stuff on like Runaways and now She-Hulk, very good. So one of my favorite non-comics writers getting into comics seamlessly.
I got Daredevil winning here.
Continuing or
continuing series,
yeah, maybe. I just want to see Chip's acceptance speech. That's what I want to see again. Those are always
that's why he wants the W.
Best limited series, we have Animal Castle by Xavier Dorison and Felix Delep.
Yo, genuinely, I don't think anybody else reads this book. Phenomenal.
I've never heard of it.
It's I believe French publisher, Ablaze, and they're doing crazy work. The artist Filipe is on like gorgeous watercolor. I think they're Gauche or something. I just wanted to rant on this one. That was it.
Dude, this is gorgeous, man. This is a
It's
Marco book. This is why you're on the show. But yeah,
This
it's
is
very
so good.
Black Sad style.
Yep.
Yeah.
Imagine that art style and character work in the same way.
We also had Batman One Bad Day, just the series itself nominated.
Interesting.
Human Target,
Winner.
Miracle Man. What?
The new it is new issues right now. Unpublished issues. We're in that
Right.
space. So yeah.
Oof, that was a doozy. Superman Space Age. So those are the nominees for that. Human Target.
Yeah, I gotta go Human Target on that. That's
easy.
Yeah,
although
absolutely.
this Animal Castle, I think I'm
Yo,
gonna buy this right
pick
now.
it up.
Dude. What's our affiliate link?
Go for it. I think you'd enjoy it, Tyler.
Okay.
And so we also have Best Writer, Grace Ellis from Flung Out of Space. I've never heard of that or them. Tom King. And when you look at just the amount of books that they're including and why he was nominated, it's just so much.
What is it? I'm curious.
So they've got Killing Time Batman, or Batman Killing Time, Batman One Bad Day, Gotham City Year One, The Human Target, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and Love Everlasting.
Damn, his output is insane.
Everything he did,
Yeah.
they basically put in there except Danger Street. Pretty much. Mark Russell's also nominated.
Hell yeah.
James Tinian, he's got a laundry list of books he's nominated for. And Chip Zdarsky.
Stillwater, that gets nominated every year, and every year I'm like, I should read that.
I never even heard of it.
It's one of his big. It's his big like
It's like
indie
detective book, right? It's like his Columbo sort of thing, right?
Well, that's
no.
the other one. That's I can't remember the name of that one.
Okay, I'm getting mixed up.
New Burn.
That's
New
New
Burn.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is like a horror thing, but Tyler, did you know that Mark Russell was doing something or did something with humanoids? The Incall Psychoverse.
Yeah, it's the continuation of Mobius' stuff, right? Yeah.
What?
I have that.
Yeah.
I have
sent that to Sean. Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, the humanoid sent that one to Sean. I wanted to check it out. Yeah.
Yo, and Mark Russell's writing that shit. Yo, he's just pulling out the books.
Yeah.
Dude, this is the pile they sent me.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's insane. Huge shout out to humanoids. But
do you have the ankle there?
Nice.
I do, yeah.
Incall. Oh, yo,
Yeah.
Sean,
right there.
so good.
I'm reading it, I know. I started. And then I got this.
Oh,
the
damn.
Psychoverse, yeah. So a huge shout out to humanoids for that, and they deserve to be nominated. I saw Psychoverse on there, and obviously Mark Russell's there. So yeah, pretty cool. We've got writer artist Sarah Anderson for Cryptid Club. I don't know who that is. Kate Beaton for Ducks, 2 years in the oil sands. Espe for The Pass, Junji Ito for Black Paradox, and Zoe Thorogood.
That's Zoe's thing to lose.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
yo, Ito's been kind of like hit or miss with some of his recent stuff.
has Ito been nominated for an Eisner before?
Yeah,
Or
he's
what?
been-
Frankenstein, I think.
Frankenstein. He did one other thing maybe a year or two back as well. Yeah,
He's getting that Viz Media money now, so he's good.
weird.
And then the last one is best inker or best penciler inker or penciler inker team. Jason Sean Alexander again, Alvaro Martinez Bueno again, Sean Phillips, Bruno Redondo, and Greg Smallwood.
Damn, that's hard.
That's a tough one.
For me, it's easy. For me, it's Greg Smallwood.
Yeah. But Bruno Redondo did some really innovative stuff, and
Bueno's just been good.
Sure, even though I can't tell who's who. And who was the other one you mentioned? Second to last.
Sean Phillips.
No. I know Sean Phillips was good.
Second to last was Bruno Redondo.
Before that?
Sean Phillips.
Okay, I had a brain fart then. That's fine.
Jason Sean Alexander and Martinez Bueno were the others.
Okay,
Yeah,
I had a brain fart. Greg Smallwood. That's for me.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Smallwood.
Yeah.
That book doesn't exist without Smallwood. It's not the same book.
Yeah.
It literally doesn't exist. Literally.
Yeah.
Because the only reason Tom did it was because of Greg.
Yep.
So, yeah, those are the Eisner nominees. I really don't care what the outcomes are. I think it's great for the creators that they get to have, be able to say like, oh, I won an Eisner. I was nominated. I think, that kind of personal or that kind of recognition is nice. Personally, I'm sure, but it often just feels like a popularity contest of a certain kind. It's a popularity contest that often alienates what's popular.
Sure.
But I think they've tried to do a better job about that in recent years.
I remember I've seen a couple people on Twitter, some CGers like, oh, Cyberfrog sells thousands of copies and I've never even heard of these books. Why aren't they nominated? And I'm like, it's a quality thing. It's not a sales thing. It's not a popularity thing. It is a craft and quality thing. Because craft and quality does not necessarily translate to sales sometimes as it may be.
That is 100% true. And then hopefully for the books that people don't really know about, having this nomination or winning will turn people on. So let's take a look at the comments as we wrap up. Comic Boom says, go ahead.
Sorry, but before we move off Eisner, one last piece. I just want to do a shout out to Tori Amos, Little Earthquakes, the graphic album. I have a friend who actually worked on that one. Desi Draws on Instagram. So just shout out to them because the real good stuff there. They follow a Neil Gaiman and I forgot the artist, but they're following one of their pages and they have a short in there. So go pick it up if you can.
Is that a graphic novel based on the album, the Tori Amos album?
Yeah.
Yes, bro.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I love Tori Amos.
Yeah, dude. I highly recommend
Sean,
it.
you a Shania Twain fan too?
No.
Oh, okay.
The Gaiman apparently has a story alongside a few other people. So
I think that should be done more.
Comic Boom said, Image is consistently the best despite mediocre sales. Yes, absolutely. I feel like they are great, but they've lost out on a lot of the books that would have been hits for them 10 years ago. Like, Something is Killing the Children inevitably would have been an Image book 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really what the hit they've taken, not a quality hit.
Yeah.
Great to see Tom getting nominated. Absolutely. I think that's inevitable. He's just that damn good. Aaron Ruiz, Clementine, yes, from the game. Human Target was epic level art with great story. Yeah, 100%. Ducks was a great book. I haven't read it, but I've heard of it. I don't know what it is, but
Kay Beaton's great. Good fun cartooning.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah. So that's our show. Thank you guys for listening. It's been a doozy. We've come a long way from how we started this episode, talking about the Spider-Man controversy. I want to hear all your thoughts. We want to hear your thoughts about this week's episode, what we talked about, all the controversy. Lots of ways you guys can share that with us. So you know how to do it if you want to reach out and share your thoughts. Huge shout out and thank you to everybody who watched us live and commented. Really appreciate it. It means a lot. Still here and you haven't liked the video, please do like it. Subscribe on YouTube, helps us out a ton. If you want to super chat before you head out, we appreciate that. 2 weeks out from the Rom V interview, June 3rd. Typical start time of 10:15 a.m. Eastern, so come ready for that. We're looking forward to it. Patreon.com/TheComicsPalace is the best way to support us. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck. We're giving you guys a whole show over there that you've probably never heard of. You get to vote and influence, our actual content direction, which is cool. There's a lot of stuff over there. So just check the website out if you haven't, and give it a look. See if there's something there for you. Join our Discord server to continue the conversations that start here. If you want to watch this live, that's every Saturday at 10:15 a.m. Eastern, Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern for Pals Polls. The vote for the Pals Polls listener poll is up. So go ahead and vote, vote for what you want to see. Take it. Let me just do a quick check.
Josh Williamson is getting the Williamson fans to get us 3 Green Arrow #2.
Did he tweet it or
him and the Sean Isaacs tweeted it? Yeah.
Oh wow! Well, there you go. Yeah, Green Lantern or Green Arrow rather is winning by quite a bit. But City Boy's up there too.
What book? Mark?
City Boy.
City Boys.
There we go. Yeah, we're the creators are noticing us and tweeting those out. So if anyone wants to actually come on the show and talk to us, feel free.
Listen, someone get Greg Pak to tweet out our poll and retweet the City Boy piece so that we can get that one.
Yeah,
that's what I want to read next week.
And if there's a tie, we might have to read both. So,
oh no.
Wow, Comic Boom. I'll definitely not be asking him that.
But, we'll ask off camera. Off the record.
All right, Marco, plugs.
Thank you so much for tuning into another episode
risky
of the
2 words
Pals.
Fair.
Damn. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Marco Enomoto. Come talk to me about my ever controversial takes on AI because I've been watching I'm watching the Congress conversations, bro. I want to see what Sam Altman has to say and how our inept government is gonna put forward no ideas because they don't understand what this shit is. So I'm curious to see how stuff devolves. Otherwise,
we have congressmen who didn't realize they were not in Congress from being sick, still in there. They're like, "Yeah, I was here." Like, no, you were in the hospital, lady. Come
on. And come talk to me about. That's it. That's all I got going on right now. Maybe some anime stuff here and there, but I fell off one of the shows that I had most recently, so catching up on comics. Otherwise,
Tyler.
You can follow me at the Tyler Olson on Instagram and Twitter. I'm a new convert to something called Spotify. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly.
What were you using before?
Apple Music. I was using Apple Music.
Hell yeah.
Wait, hell yeah, because you use it.
Because I use Apple Music too.
Yeah. Well, I realize I have Apple Music for free through so I have both technically. But Spotify's music discovery is very good, and I like it. Spotify's social integration. You know, like I can, see people can see what I'm listening to on, like Discord, and which could be a bad thing. But like, oh, this guy listens to way too much hyperpop. Jeez. Yeah, it's neat. It's neat. So if you guys have music recommendations, let me know.
We got a whole channel.
I know. I should get in there. I avoid it. Too busy listening to the Disney Adventureland Q playlist. It's a relaxing thing for my workday. Okay.
Unreal. As for me, I'm between preparing for interviews that we've got going on and research that I'm doing for certain things, I'm buried in comics.
Ooh. Do I smell a sequel?
Huh?
Do I smell a sequel?
Maybe.
Okay.
I think patrons might find out something though really soon.
Okay. Oh, tantalizing. Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much me. And if you want to talk about comics, Twitter and Instagram only at Sean Soapbox. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. We will see you guys next week. Until then, take care.
See you next week.
Dude, I thought that was Kale. That was pretty decent impression. I looked away.